bonjour, because we're on our way to the Christian Dior exhibition, where they showcase clothes over, I think, 3 decades, but we'll see inside. I hope I can film. Christian Dior was born in Granville, a seaside town on the coast of Normandy, northern France. He was the second of 5 children, and when he was about 5 years old, the family moved to Paris. Dior's family had hoped he would become a diplomat, but Dior wished to be involved in art. So to make money, he sold his fashion sketches outside his house, and in 1928, Dior left school and opened a small art gallery where he sold art by the likes of Picasso and, for the first time in Paris, the painting The Persistence of Memory by Salvador Dali. But the gallery was closed 3 years later because of financial trouble during the Great Depression. And from 1937, Dior was employed by a fashion designer who gave him the opportunity to design for 3 collections. He left in 1940 for military service, but in 1942, when Dior left the army, he joined the fashion house of Lucien Lelong. And for the duration of World War II, Dior, as an employee of Lelong, designed dresses for the wives of Nazi officers and French collaborators as a way of preserving the fashion industry throughout the war period for both economic and artistic reasons. And post-war, in 1946, he founded the Dior Fashion House. During the war, his sister Catherine served as a member of the French resistance, but was captured by the Gestapo and sent to a concentration camp till her liberation in 1945. So in 1947, Dior named his debut fragrance Miss Dior in tribute to his sister. Dior's first collection of dresses in 1947 was a reaction to years of rationing and deprivation brought about by the economic crisis and the war. He wanted to bring good taste, elegance, femininity and luxury back to fashion. So he called his first collection Corolle, meaning a circlet of flower petals. While on vacation in Italy on 24 October 1957 in the late afternoon, while playing a game of cards, Christian Dior died of a sudden heart attack at the age of only 52. Some 2,500 people attended his funeral, including all of his staff and famous clients led by the Duchess of Windsor. full skirt made with yards of fabric celebrated the decadence that Dior wanted to introduce back into women's wardrobes. Harper's Bazaar called it the new look, and world-famous stars such as Rita Hayworth and Margot Fonteyn bought and wore pieces, of course raising Dior's profile. He was even invited to stage a private presentation of the collection for the British royal family, although King George V reportedly forbade the young princesses Elizabeth and Margaret from wearing the new look in case it set a bad example at a time when rationing was still in force. However, not everyone was a fan of the new look, with one of the fiercest critics being Coco Chanel. She said of the new look, "Look how ridiculous these women are, wearing clothes by a man who doesn't know women, never had one, and dreams of being one." Chanel's opinion was that the new look with its extravagance and ultra-feminine style was undoing the liberation that women's clothing had undergone in the previous 20 years. Despite being called new, it was clearly drawn from styles of the Edwardian era. The new look merely refined trends in skirt shape and waistline, and Dior's designs were more voluptuous than the boxy, fabric-conserving shapes of the recent World War II styles. His dresses were wasp-waisted, with petticoats that made the dresses flare out from the waist. But this new look re-established Paris as the center of the fashion world. Dior was known to be very superstitious, a quality which increased with age. Each collection included a coat named after his place of birth, and with every show at least one model wore a bunch of his favorite flower, lily of the valley. And he never began a couture show without having consulted his tarot card reader. According to Dior, Princess Diana fell in love with the Dior style when the First Lady of France at the time, Madame Chirac, gifted her with its chouchou bag in 1995. When she was photographed carrying the style on multiple occasions, the fashion house renamed the bag the Lady Dior in honor of Diana, Princess of Wales. This handbag is Dior's most famous item.